Alright guys, and welcome to another video. Today is making a quick video on how you can get ahead of the bottleneck and just generally ahead of everyone else in the leveling process for fresh classic servers. Now, I think there's two key things that you need to kind of learn and master. First of all, being faster earlier is more impactful, and obviously the longer you can play in the early stages of the server, the easier it is going to be able to get ahead of everyone else. Because even split seconds are actually really impactful for a server launch. If you can get like just a couple of seconds ahead of everyone else logging into a server or in a particular quest in the starting zone, then you are going to have a massive advantage to everyone else. So the first tip I have for you is how to actually log into the server, possibly, I hence the word possibly here, before everyone else, because it isn't obviously guaranteed. Now, there's one thing to begin with, is disable all your add-ons, okay? Well, at least maybe keep a questing add-on enabled, because when you have more add-ons, right, enabled, it actually takes you longer to log into the game, because you have to load up all those add-ons. So I recommend, if you're trying to get into the server before everyone else, right, disable all your add-ons. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'll probably play with 0 add-ons. You know, I know the quest off by heart in the starting area anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to disable all of my add-ons. And the reason why I'm in the login screen here is because I want to show you a little trick on how to get into servers faster. Now, what may happen for the seasonal realms is the realms will go red, right, at some point. And you cannot even connect to the realm to even the character screen. You may be able to get into the character screen before the servers go live, and just the enter world button will light up. We'll talk more about that in a sec. But sometimes the realms will just go red. The worst thing you can do is like log out of the game. You don't want to be like logging out of the game and messing about. You want to be, if you could ever see the realm screen like this, you get to the realm screen, you wait until you can see the server that you're trying to log into go from red to green. And then you double click like this. Don't go clicking OK, because that's like, you know, a little bit slower. And then you should get in to that server faster than you normally can. However, what might happen is you'll be able to see your character, and then you'll be able to press enter world, you know, when the servers do, you know, properly go live. I would recommend just not logging out of the game, okay? Because sometimes you log out of the game, the logging queues will get messed up, and you might not be able to actually log back into the game. And just a little extra trick, if you've got like third-party software, like I've got a Corsair mouse, got a Razer mouse, Logitech mouse, normally they come with macro software. You can get a macro to spam click, you know, either the enter world button or the realm selection screen, so that, you know, the second it does go live, you will get, you know, automatically connected. Because you'd be surprised about how you can just like lurk the login screen and you miss it by a few seconds because you just weren't paying attention. So that's everything that I can advise when it comes to just the basic stuff, like actually logging into the game. Now, the next bit, what I want to talk about is, you know, how to get ahead of the inevitable bottleneck that is going to happen in the starting area. And the key is to leave the starting area as soon as possible. However, if you leave the starting area too soon, then you're going to run into problems. Even if you group as a 5-man and try and grind mobs in the next zone, you are going to run into problems because you won't be able to pick up certain quests. And eventually those people who, you know, started in this leveling area will probably actually take over you eventually, or unless you have some really good strategy planned out. But what I would recommend is for you to get to at least level 4 in the starting area. Remember, because of dynamic respawns, you can get the quest completed, it just somewhat a little bit slower. And hopefully the game will be laid very well as well. And the better way to do that is to group as a duo. I think a trio probably wouldn't work because you nerf kill XP too much, and it'd be harder in the later area for you to, you know, get enough XP to like move on to like, you know, the level, you know, 10 to 15 zones. My advice is to always do quests in the starting area until you're level 4 as a duo group. The reason why you do it as a duo group is because what you can do is get one person at one respawn location killing one mob for a quest, and then you can get another guy, you know, your friend, at a different location, right? So then you can basically complete the quests twice as fast. Normally, you only have to do about 4 quests in the starting area, and then you will get to level 4, and then the second you get to level 4, you want to immediately move on to the next area. And what will happen when you do move to the next area at level 4, you will be drastically surprised of how little quest competition that you will have. This happened for me in the Classic WoW launch. Unfortunately, I couldn't level as a duo because my duo partner couldn't get logged in, because the Classic WoW launch, let's be honest, was shocking. But when I did get to, I was leveling as a human. When I got to the mine, you know that quest from Goldshire to kill over kobolds and stuff, I met a paladin there, and we duo leveled basically the whole of the Elwyn Forest, and we got really, really far ahead of everyone to the point where we didn't even see people. So I would recommend logging into the beta right now, working out how many quests and at which precise point, leveling as a duo group, do you get to level 4, and then you can move on to the next zone. Now, another thing to bear in mind is death skipping and logout skipping. So obviously level 1 to 10, most people know this by now, you don't take res sickness when you resurrect. You're a spirit healer, so you can just kill yourself and then resurrect back at the town after you've completed all your quests. Now, logout skipping is a bit different. I recommend checking out Solheim's recent video. I'm going to link that in the description below. But basically, at the moment, it's a bit of a bug, an exploit that is on the Season of Mastery servers and the Classic Era servers. Whenever you log out on an object, like a high object that's higher than your character model, inside an interior location or a dungeon, for some reason you will get teleported to the closest teleport area, which can either be a graveyard or a dungeon entrance. So I'd recommend using that to your advantage as well. But obviously one of the best ways to get ahead of everyone is just to play longer than everyone else. So I mean, I'm not going to condone or recommend ever for anyone to do a 24-hour gaming session, anything like that. It is incredibly bad for you. Any sleep that you lose, you never get back. You can't make it up for lost sleep. The health damage of, losing sleep is permanent. The second you lose that sleep, you can't make it up by sleeping like an extra few hours for a few days after you've done a 24-hour gaming session. Pure and simple fact is, it is bad for you. Anyway, if you don't want to listen to any of that advice, obviously the longer you game, the longer you do leveling in one sitting, the easier it will be to get ahead of everyone, because most people are not going to go for the full 24 hours. Only like 5% of people are probably going to do that. So then eventually you will get to a point where you've been playing for like 24 hours straight, and then you're only competing for quests with 5%, of the player base of your server, and then questing becomes just really, really easy. And even the next day, when the people who only did like a 12-hour session finally catch up to you after you've got some sleep, it's going to be difficult at first to like push ahead again, but all those people are going to go to bed basically when you get up. So again, you will push ahead once again. So doing like a 24-hour to 30-hour gaming session for the launch will basically permanently put you ahead of 95% of players. For me personally, I'm going to go probably about at least 24 hours to 30 hours straight. What I've done is I've intentionally totally messed up my body clock. The reason why I'm uploading this video so late, because I literally got up from sleep an hour ago at 7 o'clock in the evening. So I'm hoping to stay up later tonight. So tomorrow, when the server's going to launch, then I will be waking up basically in the evening when the server launches. So I'll be awake 24 hours from the point that the servers go live, instead of having been awake for a few hours before. This is the problem with playing EU servers. For some reason, they always launch the game at 11 o'clock at midnight, to our huge inconvenience. So whatever. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end the video there. If you want to catch me live streaming the launch, then I'll leave my Twitch in the description and put it on screen right now. I'm going to be at least going for 24 hours. I'm going to be leveling a mage as well. I want to at least get, Ragefire, Chasm and Shadowfang keep smashed with my first play session. So yeah, stay tuned. We also have song requests going, so anyone in the chat now can request their own music on the stream, which I do like to have, and a lot of people are also enjoying it as well. So yeah, please tune into my Twitch for, tomorrow when the servers do go live. Anyway, my name is MetaGoblin. To the next video. Ciao.